The humans bought a kidney-shaped pool for me. We are the champions, my friend. Hallelujah, these cheapskates are finally spending my hard-earned money on me, and not on that bunch of lazy tenants that I am, a dog of the manatee breed. You already know, my love for water goes way back, and the dream of having a decent pool is still alive today. The ways humans found to meet my aquatic needs: they installed a big shower in the backyard, which at first was a lot of fun for me and got me really wet. But my craving for water was so strong that I would even choke on the waterfall while playing. Another way was with the water hose, but that was pretty lame too. After all, they were just making a fool out of me. Then things started to get interesting, because first they got me a basin for soaking clothes so I could have a blast. And in that tough situation, I had fun. Just like a little goldfish doomed to live in a small aquarium. The next upgrade was an old green water tank, cut in half so it was tall enough for me to get in by myself. What will happen? My sculpted body had to fit in there, but the frustration from being broke was obvious. And in that tight spot and indignation, I cooled off all year long. Until, during this week of intense heat, I was slipping every single day in my shoppy jacuzzi. And that's when, finally, the Cocorico gentleman decided it was the right time to fulfill the biggest dream of my sea dog life: to have a real pool just for me at my house. A true Christmas miracle. I've been waiting for this big moment for years. Finally, the humiliated have been exalted, right? Because until then, I was just a financial bank for all these messed up animals that show up at my door. And nothing. I didn't even get new underwear for Christmas. So I had to resort to my persuasion techniques, which is making a face like an abandoned dog. The humans, seeing my innocence squeezed into that tiny bathtub, finally decided to cough up the money. And then they still say that money doesn't bring happiness. If that's true, I don't know. But for sure, money brings a pool, some beans, which is basically the same thing as happiness. Dreams don't have a price, they have installments, so let's stop just wishing and start swiping the card. Even if, after all this boldness, I have to stop pooping just to keep my belly full to save money so I can support my 10 adopted kids. The real struggle began when there was so much rice and beans it barely fit in my grandpa's little belly. But the Christmas angels were on our side and helped us carry the bowl of feijoada all the way to my house. Santa Claus never comes down the chimney bringing a humble gift, but mine arrives in a borrowed Montana carrying a swimming pool. Cool, dude. And so I don't mess up my dad's plans, who is Santa and his helper elf. Claramella and I stayed locked in the living room, just watching from our hiding spot as the new family member arrived. And we're talking about the pool, Little Bean, not about that striped cat rascal who took over my house. Now all that's left is for this dumb cat to think that my pool is his dream pool. Actually, it's just a giant sandbox for him to drop his homemade sausages. Haha, it's being striped, if you know what I mean, having the way back home. Not for you to see, but really, guys. From the little I could see, through the crack in the window of a pretty rough place, after all, the one in the very important person box was Mortadella Amarella. I was already really excited, smelling the scent of the pool from far away. So, with a lot of effort, the people in charge took my big Christmas present to the backyard, strictly supervised by Rajadinho. With all this attention from him, I'm starting to think he's the owner of the Tiger brand, the plumbing materials company, and he's seeing these two as great potential customers. Wow, Will, but you guys had to buy the pool no brand noticed. You don't have my scent. No pool brand noticed us. I had to shell out a lot of my inheritance to make this dream come true, but it was worth every cent. After all, I deserve it. I deserve it. I know that just like me, you guys are eager to see me putting on a show in my dream purchase. But we have to wait. We need to let the little bean sprout fill up, right? So I'll be back tomorrow showing myself, activating my dogfish mode. Mom, now tell me, were you also happy with this achievement of mine?